Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is my day 11 foundation. I have the Revlon Colorstay 24-hour long wear makeup for combination to oily skin. Mine's in the shade 250. They do make another version of this for people with normal to dry skin. The same packaging except for the letters are blue. If you have normal to dry skin, you might want to check that foundation out, but this is for my oily combination skin peoples. Okay, this foundation rivals a lot of high-end foundations. It's something I've had in my collection for a very long time. I run out, I repurchase. It's that good. This is a really good formula. Loved it for years, and if you're curious about it, this is the video for you because I'm going to put it through at least 12 hours. I'm kind of foreshadowing here because I'm filming this before I finish up the day, but we're going to at least shoot for 12 hours, okay? If you are curious about this Revlon foundation and the new Tarte Creaseless Setting Powder, this is worth talking about. So that's what we're going to do today. I've got a few new products sprinkled into this video, but this is day 11. I hope you all enjoy it. Don't forget, please like, subscribe, do all those things to help my channel grow. I would love to have you, and let's go ahead and get started on this day 11 foundation. Okay, so I have a couple things I want to unbox during this video because I plan on using them. The Stands Out sponge, you've seen me use this in my videos time and time again. This is what the packaging looks like. It is a gorgeous little like jewelry box, and the Stands Out sponge itself is shaped like a diamond. Look at that, like a little jewelry box. It's so cute. So let me show you, brand new. This is what a Stands Out sponge looks like. This is what mine looks like. So yes, it was time for a new sponge. Let me read the back of this really quick. It says, this is a multifunctional blending tool designed to apply a streak-free airbrush finish to your complexion. Pro tips: use the large rounded side, this side, for pressing and rolling foundation to the large areas of the face. Use the triangular side for applying concealer powder to the under eye area. Use the flat side for perfecting your contour under your cheekbones, jawline, and along your nose. So we are going to use this today. I'm going to go ahead and get it wet. You do not have to. It says designed to react with the warmth of your skin to reach optimal softness. Water is not required, but it Stands Out sponge can be used damp if preferred. So you know what? Let's use it fresh. I'm not going to use it damp. I'm just going to use it fresh and see what happens. I haven't done that. It's such a good product. I cannot talk highly enough about it. They were having a sale. I'll put it all up on screen for you so you can see what I'm talking about. I got the Stands Out Diamond Luster Lip Gloss in Fancy Bear. This is what the packaging looks like. I'm going to open it up and hopefully it is a good shade for what I have on today. I've never tried anything other than the sponge. I did want to give it a try. Oh my God. And talk about packaging. Look at this. It is gorgeous. Look at this. OMG. It is a lip gloss, so hopefully the shade won't matter too much, but we will put that on later in the video. But I just wanted to show you what I planned on using. I also have the Tarte Creaseless Setting Powder. This is new from Tarte, and I got the shade Pink. I have already tried this out and I already have some opinions on it, but I wanted to show you in the video how it works. I also got a mini size of the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. This is the little primer that Tati raves about. It says it's like her #1 Holy Grail primer. I do like it. It's just not a favorite, but I did miss not having it in my collection. So I went ahead and picked that up. But I think what I'm going to do is, because you know when I do these videos about foundations, I like to use primers that I know work. I used this primer the other day in a kind of like a shop my stash where I went through and picked out products that I hadn't used in a long time that used to be favorites. And this, as soon as I used it again, I was like, I'm going to keep this out. I'm going to keep using it. It reminds me so much of the Vanish primer from Hourglass, but it has just a little bit more slip to it. It starts out as like this moussey whipped texture, and then once you start to blend it into the face, it becomes a little slippery, kind of like silicone, but it does such a good job. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this all over, and then I'll put just a little bit of the Tarte Timeless in my T-zone. I like this as my like all over face primer. And then I like to use something a little bit more powerful in my T-zone where I have the largest amount of pores. So I'm going to take just a little bit of this. And what I like to do with it is just rub my finger in it and just pick up a little bit and focus it where I want to blur out some pores. So let me get close so you can see in action. Yes, I do have glitter fallout because I didn't use a glitter primer. That's okay. As you can see, this does a decent job at blurring the skin. I don't know, it's just not a favorite. I actually have a drugstore dupe for this that I like even better than the Tarte. It is the L'Oreal Magic Perfecting Base. If you've never tried that, I like it even better. Okay, so I'm just going to let this kind of sink into the skin, let it dry down while I apply my mascara. So Day 11 foundation, the Revlon Colorstay 24-hour long wear makeup for combination oily skin. It has SPF 15 and I have the shade 250. Now, they do make this in a formula for dry to normal skin. But I have always preferred this. This is a foundation that I have repurchased over and over again throughout the years. And it's just a staple. I always like to have this in my collection. I don't like to go without it. Now, on the back, it claims that it is up to 24-hour wear, transfer resistant, matte poreless finish, absorbs oil and controls shine all day, improves skin's quality day after day. I don't know about that. And oil free. I don't know about that because I never test it. I don't wear this every day. I rotate. But anyway, let's go ahead and pump some out. What I'll do is I'll put some on the back of my hand so you can see the shade. Blend it out a little bit. This shade again is 250. And it is a very, very good match for me. I'm just going to take some off the back of my hand now and apply it to my cheek. And let's use my Delium Tools brushes again. Back to the paintbrush. And I am going to use the Stands Out sponge, don't worry. But I just want to show you again. I washed this and let it dry. And now we're going to use it again. So, with that one little bit on my cheek, you can see it covered quite a bit. Just that little bit. I'm going to take whatever's left on the back of my hand onto the brush and finish this side. And what I'll do is I'll use the Stand Out sponge on the other side. I really like this brush. The bristles are soft and flexible, so it will get into all of the little crevices of my face, but it's also dense enough that it provides really good coverage, and it just blends everything so nicely. I really do like it. Just picking up what's left of that little swatch. There wasn't much. Like I said, I just did a little tiny controlled pump for swatching purposes. So I'd say that's about half a pump. Did this whole cheek area. Another controlled little half pump situation, and put some on my forehead, on my nose, and my chin, and a little bit more right there. Alright, let's blend. If you're curious about these brushes, go to deliumtools.com. They have so many unique and beautiful brushes to choose from, and they do offer free US shipping on orders over $50. I'm really impressed with the quality of the 3 brushes that I chose. They also offer several bundles that will save you some money. And if I would have known that this brush comes in a pink option, I would have definitely grabbed that one. You know how the like Tier foundation just became like really popular? I feel like these brushes are they're like starting to. I feel like I noticed that there were a few creators that had tested these brushes out, like Jeffree Star, like I mentioned. I feel like this is the next product that is going to go viral. Like everybody's going to start talking about it. It's really nice and it's unique. I really like it. I'm going to ruin a perfectly good stands out sponge. All right, I just did a full pump on my finger here. And what I'm going to do is just kind of work some in. Let's blend it in with the stands out sponge. And again, it's dry. All right, I want to read a little bit about the stands out sponge for you. It is $20, designed for wet or dry use, ultra soft, latex free, non-porous material, ensures seamless blending and streak-free application. Absorbs less product for minimum waste. Should have washed it first, but oh well. I wanted to use it dry, so here we are. Now, speaking of washing, make sure you are very careful. Wash carefully because it is very fragile. My favorite way to use it is to put my foundation on with a brush first and then press in the foundation to my skin with this sponge. And it just does something, I don't know, it like airbrushes it almost. All right. That is one layer of the foundation. You can still see my freckles a little bit on this side, so I'm going to try to build it up a little bit. This foundation comes in 43 shades, available at walmart.com for $12.48. It is $15.99 at Target, but I just find Target is always a little bit more expensive. It is oil-free, fragrance-free, and provides a poreless matte finish. It also claims to be transfer resistant and waterproof. All right, we are looking good. We are looking airbrushed, flawless. Not really, but close enough. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my makeup up until my concealer because I want to show you how the Stands Out Sponge applies concealer. So I'll be right back. I'm going to use my Natasha Denona concealer today in the shade N4. It's just a really good shade for me. I want to show you how I blend this out with the Stands Out Sponge. I'll do a little down my nose. We're going to take it on the triangle side like this and kind of pinch it a little bit to where it'll fit good and then blend. It's really nice to get up to your nose contour. Fits really nicely. The only thing that kind of stinks is it is hard to get really close to your eye. In your inner corner, I mean. You can see it gives a nice blend to your under eyes. And it doesn't soak up a lot of product, which I love. It just kind of spreads it around. Now, because I can't get really close to my inner corner, I am going to take the Bdellium Phase 3 788 brush, and I'm just going to use that in the inner corner to make sure it is good and blended. That's really my only gripe about using the Stands Out Sponge is it does not get into the inner corner very well. Other than that, it blends it beautifully. So I'm going to turn it around because you want the edge side to be close to your nose, so that way it can like get right here to your nose contour. And as you can see, you can get into your inner corner with it. It's just not easy. Well, I won't say it. It's just not the easiest. It's not hard. It's just not effortless. You know what I mean? Let me make sure I've got this nice and blended. Beautiful. The Natasha Denona concealer is one of my favorites. And as you can see, it doesn't pick up a lot. I really love that about it. Now it's time to use the Tarte powder. This is, again, the shade Pink. It is super pretty. It's like a purple pearlescent kind of lid. And then when you open it up, it comes with this cute little puff. And it has one of these lids on it where you lift it up and you can put your excess powder in here if you want. Like knock off your excess. This is what the powder looks like. It's a very light pale pink shade. Again, like I said, I have used this, so this is not my first impressions, but I wanted to go ahead and share it with you because I do like the powder. I really do. But I do have a couple things that I think are important to share about it. The shade Pink is what I chose, and I'm glad I did. It works for me, but if I was any lighter, I don't think it would actually work. And pink powders are supposed to brighten, but for me, this powder does a really good job of blurring, but it doesn't brighten at all. If you are lighter than me, get the lavender shade. The lavender shade might work a lot better for you. So I've put some powder into the little puff, and it fits perfectly on your finger, which I think is adorable. I've pressed it into it. Now what I'm going to do is take my sponge and make sure I don't have any creases before I set. The Natasha Denona concealer for me has to be set. Unfortunately, it's a beautiful finish on its own, but it will crease if I don't set it, so I have to. This is the first time that I'm using the Natasha Denona concealer with this powder, and I think it's going to work really well for what I know of this. So hopefully you can see what I see. It blurs and it smooths your skin out beautifully. It's very lightweight. You can see where the powder's right there and not down here. It does a beautiful job of blurring your skin. Now, as far as setting your skin, I think it does a great job. Do I think it is completely, like, creaseless? No, because if you have creases, you're going to have creases. But it blurs them out so beautifully. I hope you can see that. Again, my one big piece of advice for you, if you are any lighter in skin tone and you need something that's going to brighten your under eyes, go for the lavender shade. Because as you can see, it did a wonderful job at blurring and smoothing out my under eyes, but it did not brighten hardly at all. So just keep that in mind. And I love the component. I love everything about it, to be honest with you. I just wanted it to maybe brighten a little bit more. I love the little puff too. Like, it works really well. Okay, so the pink and the lavender claim to be for fair to light skin tones. But again, I promise, if you are lighter than me, just go for the lavender. And as you can see here, I'm going to put a picture up on screen. They did offer a free makeup bag, and I'm always down for a free makeup bag. There are 10 different shades to choose from on Tarte's website, but some of them are unfortunately sold out. It is $36 and already rated 4.5 stars. Beautiful powder. I really do enjoy it. Alright, so one last thing with the Stands Out sponge, I wanted to show you. I have the one size powder. It's the powder foundation, and I'm going to work that into the flat side of the Stands Out sponge. We're going to use it to kind of carve out my cheekbones a little bit, my contour. Because that's one thing that they do claim that this is good for. And I agree. Perfect. So I like to let that kind of bake a little bit, and I'm just pressing whatever's left into my T-zone for some extra setting. That is beautiful, and I wanted to show you that really quick. I'm kind of debating. I want to use my new Summer Fridays lip butter balm in the shade Pink Sugar. My birthday cake is getting low, so I wanted to repurchase it and it was sold out. So I went for Pink Sugar. I think I'll save this though because a lot of you know what this is. It's just a lip balm with a little bit of a tint to it. I really want to use that new lip gloss from Stands Out and try it out. It's just so beautiful. So what I'll do, I'm going to finish up and I'll come right back and we'll do lips. I wanted to share with you all the Moira must-have lip liners. This one's in the shade Rose Beige. They're only $5 and you can get 12 different shades in this formula, or you can buy the bundle pack for $42. Now they also offer free shipping for orders over $35 on the website for US only. The formula reminds me a lot of the NYX Suede Matte Lip Liners and also Charlotte Tilbury because they have amazing lasting power. Now I'm going to apply what little bit I have left of my ABH Satin Velvet Lipstick in the shade Tease. This lip combo was beautiful. For the lip gloss, Stands Out Beauty Company in the shade, it doesn't say the shade on the actual component. It's very thin. It smells sweet. Not a lot gets on the doe foot. Like, barely any. So far I think it's okay. It feels good on the lips. It feels nice and smooth. It doesn't feel tacky or sticky. And the shade looks pretty. The component is gorgeous. But I think for me personally, it's just like an okay lip gloss. You know what I mean? It's nothing spectacular except for the freaking packaging. I'm going to take the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in the shade Ice. We're going to use a little of that on top. Just for some added shine. Oh, it's so pretty. I love this gloss. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray my face with the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better Setting Spray. I love this setting spray. It smells so good. It's got a wonderful mist on it. And it works really well. But I also like to lock it in with the Urban Decay All Nighter. Just a couple sprays of that. Okay, that is my completed look with the Day 11 foundation. It is about 11:33 in the morning. And I will come back and do some check-ins. Hopefully I'll be able to do a good 12-hour. It is my anniversary today, but it's also just a normal Thursday for my husband who has to work and is on call. So it's hard to tell what the evening will bring us, but don't you worry, we'll be celebrating this weekend. We should be able to get at least a 12-hour wear test. All right, we are good to go. See you in a little bit. So I wanted to get up close and personal for my first check-in. It's only been 2.5 hours, but I wanted to show you. I reapplied this beautiful lip gloss from Stands Out Beauty. It's, you know, it's going outside the lines a little bit, but I've had it on for a while and reapplied, so that's typical. Can see a little bit of shine coming through. That's okay. That's easily blotted away. I could take my little puff that I used earlier for application and just kind of pat it back down, tame it down. This is what the Revlon foundation looks like up close, like very up close, after 2.5 hours of wear. From afar, still looks pretty good. Under eyes still look really good too and smooth. I think it still looks really pretty. We'll see what it looks like outside. How about that? Came outside to show you what it looks like in natural lighting, but I had to come behind the fence because it is so sunny and bright right now. So I wanted to come in the shade to show you. But everything looks so smooth. Of course you can still see pores and texture because it's there. I have it. You know what I mean? But other than me having to squint a lot, my foundation still looks really good, especially from a distance where most people are. I don't want you up close. I'm just kidding. But anyway, I just wanted to show you the powder in natural lighting maybe looks a little bit heavy, but I'm telling you, it is so smooth and so nice. You're gonna love it. It's been about 5 hours now. It's about 4:30, and this is what it looks like out in natural light. Still looks so good. I added more of the lifter gloss on top. The other one's okay. It's just not anything spectacular, so I love the lifter glosses. Like, those are real good. But anyway, that's my check-in for now. I'll see you after dinner. Here's my copper boy. I'm in love with his new leash and harness. We call it his saddle. Okay guys, it is 9:30. So we are at the about 10-hour check-in. And I'm at Wendy's right now in the drive-thru. My husband and I went to a little local Mexican restaurant for dinner. But I just wanted to show you how flawless this foundation still looks. I mean, yes, you can still see my texture, my oils, but overall, I know the lighting's not the greatest, but I'm trying here. It's dark outside. Anyway, this is my 10-hour update. Just showing you how good this foundation still looks. Be back in a few hours. Alright, so this is my 12-hour check-in. I had to do voiceover because my husband had the TV on, but this is right before we went to bed, and as you can see, I'm just kind of blotting away some of the oils around my nose and on my cheeks. Above my brows, I usually tend to get oily around there, but I didn't blot any more throughout the day, only that one time. So I think this looks amazing. It's a really good foundation if you're looking for something that's very long wearing, and it is a medium to buildable full coverage, and it's pretty affordable, so it's a win-win. I highly suggest you try this one out, and I can't wait to see you again on day 12.